What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for everyone that has been subscribing and giving me comments and giving love, showing that love and support to my page and my channel. I appreciate it. Shout out to everyone from IG that's been showing support as well. I really appreciate it. So let's keep the subscriber count going up so that I can give you guys more of these type of videos. All right, if you haven't checked out my skincare line, guys, fellas, go ahead and check it out. All right, I have my skincare line available in my shop. The link is going to be in the description below, so go ahead and check that out. And let's go ahead and get into the topic for today. So today's topic is going to be about, why does she keep flaking on me? Or why do girls keep ghosting me? So this is a scenario that continues to play over and over and over and over again. So it's insane how this continues to happen to a lot of the gentlemen in the world today. And a lot of guys seem to be confused still. There's a lot of information about it, but a lot of my peers, sometimes they don't get it. I've talked to guys before that just have trouble trying to understand women and why they keep getting flaked, especially when a woman shows that she's initially interested or is giving off that she's interested in a man. So this is from my perspective of what I've analyzed through the years, of course, in dating women and when it comes to ghosting. So the first point of why she's probably flaking you or why she's ghosting you is, number one, she's talking to other men, right? So that's the first thing that comes up, is that she's talking to other guys. So guys, you got to think, the modern day woman today, they're moving like men. And they're moving like men in the sense that it's no longer them trying to, it's just a bigger world, especially with social media now. Now you see, as opposed to just seeing what your options are within a certain area code, now you're able to exercise your options all over the world, right? But so women are doing this just like men are doing it. So case in point is the fact that women are exercising their options just as much as men are. So if a man is talking to 5 women, best believe nowadays a woman is talking to 5 men. Now, I'm not saying that that's the case in every single scenario. There's some exceptions, and there's some women that move differently, right? But guys, I'm talking about the large majority of your modern day woman. She has a rotation, and some of them, and at least I can just bet you this, usually a woman is always talking to at least one male in the DMs, texting, whether it be someone at work. Usually a woman is always talking, because so when a woman tells you that she's never talking to nobody, guys, don't believe it. I'm just sorry. A woman, especially if she has any type of looks, 9 times out of 10, she's always going to be talking to someone. She is always going to be exercising her options, just like men do. So guys, you got to understand that you are in a rotation, or she's exercising options, and she's about to bring you along on her team of options. It is what it is. There's no reason, guys, to feel bad about it or get depressed about it, or even to hate on a woman. I see that a lot. Or, to hate on them because, they didn't throw you in. She's not showing you interest, or she was showing you little interest at first, and now all of a sudden she's ghosting you. Guys, we got to understand now, this is the time, this is the era that we're living in. Women are ghosting, right? Women have options that they never had in another time before, in another era. This is the era where women are exercising their options more than any other era before. And you could say the same thing for men. But definitely, if a woman is ghosting you, have to understand that she's exercising her options just like you are. So It's just a part of the game. It's a part of the dating life now, and that's just how it is. So understand that, though. I think a lot of guys get lost, and sometimes they think that, oh, well, I should be the only one. That's not the case. That's not the case anymore. Women are exercising their options, and it's up to a man to understand that. See, but if you're moving with confidence, guys, and if you're on your purpose, that's not going to matter to you, right? You're not going to care about that. You're not going to get depressed about it. So that's number one. That's the number one thing to think about. And yeah, if she's ghosting you and you don't hear from her, maybe she's exercising her options, and maybe she likes another option more than she likes you. Hey, it is what it is, guys. We got to deal with it. Move on to the next. You know, so just like she has options, so do you. See, and if you're moving, if you are a confident male human being and you're having an abundance mindset, you're fine with moving on to the next. Moving on to the next is not going to have you depressed. And that's why it's so important. And I want guys to understand why it's so important to be your best self. Women too, of course, but I'm talking to men in specific. Be the best version of you. That way, when things come up like this, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not so depressed. You don't have anxiety issues, and you're not all down about someone that's not responding to you at a rate that you would like. We're in a different era, guys. So yes, understand. If she's flaking on you, if she's ghosting you, first thing to think about, she's exercising her options. Point number 2 is she's just simply not interested in you. Okay, so guys, you have to understand this is another case and scenario that can happen frequently. I mean, it just is the way it is, and it is what it is. If she's not interested in you, she's not interested in you. Pick up your bags, move on to the next. And see, this is not a big problem if you have an abundance mindset. And that's why I'm so strong again on men being the best versions of yourself, working on yourself, getting inside the gym, being in that optimal shape, tip-top shape. You know, you're going to feel good and having that confidence. Moving on to the next, in case you're rejected, it's not a big issue. It's not a problem for you. You won't be in these depressed moods, and you'll just have a better life and a better outlook when it comes to dating, period. And another thing is that I see too is that a lot of guys, I feel like, are just too needy. And if you're too needy, this is not gonna work, and that's not gonna attract a woman. Guys, some guys for some reason think that women like needy type of men. You may even see them say that, but the truth is, women don't like a needy type of man. In fact, if you're just doing all this texting, she's still not responding, and she's still ghosting you, and she's still flaking on you, guys need to understand the approach and the psychology, just thinking about that scenario, the approach of just scaling yourself back, pulling back on texting or on being so needy, it actually works in your favor. Because then a woman will see, okay, this guy is different. This guy has an abundance mindset. You know, this guy has confidence. Because a lot of times, if you're that needy when it comes to a woman, they're going to think you're like that with every woman. Right? And then women like confident men, period. So if you're displaying that level of neediness, guys, I'm telling you, it's just going to make the whole scenario worse. And that's going to be even more of a reason to give her to not be interested in you. All right. So that's, I would say, point number 2. Don't be needy. And guys, there's a case in point that she just may not be interested in you. All right. And in that case, guys, move on to other options. Point number 3 of why she may be flaking you or ghosting you is because a lot of modern day women, I'm not saying all, but the majority, I feel like they like to play games, right? So it's in this moment when they're exercising their options, they like to play games within their options, and you might be a part of that. So I've heard one person speak of it as a roller coaster effect, right? Where they have you on this high and they're responding to your messages. They act like they're interested, and then bam, cold turkey, you don't hear from them at all, right? They ghost you, they flake you for weeks, maybe sometimes months. And next thing you know, they come back, right? They hit you back, and then they give you a plausible reason for why they couldn't respond. Oh, it was an emergency. I'm sorry I couldn't get back. My phone broke. All sorts of explanations. And then that creates that tension on the opposite end for a guy. And they think that, okay, well, now that I'm finally reaching him back, now that's going to even draw him more towards me, as far as trying to be committed or trying to run after or engage with her. So that's a strategy that they like to use. Another tactic. Guys, you can't fall into this trap. They know that type of psychology works, and that's why they do it. A lot of them do that. So don't fall into this tactic. Also, they don't understand that that's going to cause more of a desire. When they do that ghosting and then come back, that creates more of a desire for the other person to try to get to know them. But they're just throwing out little pieces of bait, just trying to bait you. Guys, don't fall for it. Don't fall for those tactics. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you wind up just hurting yourself, pretty much. And there's nothing that comes out of that. There's no, you really don't build no type of character out of that. You really just make yourself just look even more dumb, you know, and you're just sitting there all alone. Meanwhile, she's probably out partying with other guys, having fun with other men. And you just sitting there on the phone trying to figure out, oh, how come she's not messaging me? You know, why is she acting like this? She was cool one day, the next day I don't hear from her at all. Guys, I know for me, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't got the time for it. I mean, if I feel like a woman is playing those types of games, I just mark it as, hey, she's not interested. I may get for it, and you guys have to have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because some women do have their guards up, and that's a whole nother point, guys. Some women keep their guards up, and they remove their guards down slowly. So I have dealt with women like that as well. So that is a scenario. You know, not every woman, they're not all the same. Some reveal themselves differently, right? And some let their guard down at a different rate. But I will tell you, ghosting and letting your guard down, that's two separate things. And if you're gonna if someone tells you, which to me is a plausible, you know, explanation, but if someone tells you, hey, I'm sorry, I've had these moments in prior relationships and I'm just slow at letting my guard down, that's fine. You can be respectful, right? You can be understanding. But guys, don't let that be a plausible explanation for them to keep you on their hook as another tactic for the next weeks, months, years. Just to keep you in her rotation, she will say something like that. So it's up to guys, it's up to you to have boundaries and say, all right, I'm gonna let this ride at most 2 weeks, 3 weeks, at most a month. You gotta have a boundary. And then after that, if it's the same thing, if it's the same type of habits that you see and tactics that you see when it comes to the ghosting and flaking, canceling a date, stuff like that, guys, stop, cancel her, move on to the next. And I can tell you this too, through my past experiences. A lot of guys, because they deal with women that are on this type of time, A lot of guys think that this is the norm. Guys, this is not the norm. And I can tell you that because I've dealt with women, right? I've had dealings with women that are not like this. They're not like that. It's reciprocated. The energy is reciprocated. It's possible. A lot of these guys, a lot of you think that, oh man, all these women are the same. You know, none of them are nice. None of them, all of them want to flake and play games with you. And yeah, I agree. The majority are like that. But guys, there's still good women out here that aren't moving like that either. It's just that if they're interested in you guys, if they're interested in you, 9 times out of 10, their energy is the energy that you give off is gonna be reciprocated. And that's just a fact. They're gonna show you they like you. They're gonna show you they want you. Even if they're slow at letting their guard down, they're still gonna show you spurts of interest. It's not this games where they're flaking you, canceling dates. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna run into that. So there's women that are on that type of time. You just got to make sure if she's the one for you and if she's truly interested in you. Not only that, on top of that, as we've talked about already, you have to understand the signs. You have to read the signs. You have to use psychology, the same psychology that the modern day woman is using on men. You have to use the same type of psychology. Because at the end of the day, guys, they're running game on you. You don't want it to be you. Don't let it be you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to recognize these signs and these tactics as fast as possible. Now, I'm not saying I'm a wizard or, you know, when it comes to recognizing these type of tactics, but experience will show you. You know what I'm saying? And I think, like I said, if you have boundaries and if you have reasonable expectations, and if you have confidence, if you're a guy that has confidence and if you have an abundance mindset, guys, you won't put up with it. And I think no person should put up with it, right? If they're not reciprocating the energy, move on to the next. There's no reason to go down the beta male trail. There's no reason to do that. There's enough women out here, guys. There's enough options out here. And I just want guys, I want you to, like I said, be your best self and be with women that want you. That's the best feeling. That's one of the best feelings you will ever experience. And don't write off all women because you think they all move the same. They all don't. A majority do. But guys, you can still find women out here that want to be with you for you and aren't doing all these damn mind games, right? So just because she is working those type of tactics on those other dudes, don't let it be you. All right. So those are just the 3 main points I wanted to discuss today, guys. I'm all here to help you all when it comes to dating and relationships and trying to be your best self. So continue to tap into the channel. I appreciate you all. I'll see you guys next time.